still free. You can't take the sky from me. Take me out to the black. Tell them I ain't coming back. Burn the land, boil the sea. You can't.
Good afternoon. Welcome back to the little shop. We are going to start the process of actually mounting the X5 Conqueror to my Savage Mark II on the DIP base. It is a 25 MOA base, so it does have a little bit of a cant to it. Ran into a slight problem I found out afterwards. Didn't realize it, didn't really think about it. But if you look on here, Picatinny, smooth in the middle. The mount I went with is from Riton Optics. It's a great, it's kind of matching this right here. There's better mounts out there, a lot better mounts out there, but it's that price to performance ratio I'm looking for in this total package. So I went with Riton. Plus they have a 20 MOA built in. What's really nice about it, if you look here in these white letters and up there, they actually show your specs on how tight you're supposed to torque these two, and you should torque them. Well, the problem is, you can see there's 3 screws. There's supposed to be 3 locking tabs. I am going through gunsmithing school, so I'm trying to figure out ways, if something doesn't work, how to make it work, and I'm trying this. And I know I avoided the warranty on this. Okay. I actually machined out, and I think it turned out really well, machined out that middle locking tab, allowing me to actually mount it to the rifle. So that's what we're going to do now. We're going to do an overview of just mounting the scope to the rifle. Hopefully this weekend we'll get it out, have some fun. Okay, now we're over on this side. We're going to start mounting the process. Already took the old scope off. Didn't want to bore anybody with that. It's just 2 screws. First thing we're going to do, we've got the mount and the clamp off and the screws off, Loctite. I believe in Loctite. Everything should be Loctited. I could do it later, just do a dry run of this showing it on there, but actually, sorry, it's actually like congealed up to the top, so I just take it off the top, pump it a little bit, and do not a huge glob, but I can actually probably get both of them with that. Yeah, maybe. I might have to reapply that one. But go ahead and get it mounted. It's a very tedious process, but you know, the nice thing is they do send a tool with it, and they send a chunk boy with it. This is probably going to go in my range bag just to have an extra piece, which most of them usually do, but this one specifically, most companies send a decent sized one, but I've never seen one that chunky. Like let me see here. Here's a little bitty screwdriver. Like you can definitely see there's some chunk there. I don't think you're going to ever end up breaking that thing. Get a little bit more on this one. So what you want to do when applying any type of Loctite on there is, what you're really doing is season up the screws. A lot of people don't like it for the simple fact it's hard to come off depending on what you use. It could be a permanent solution depending on how much you apply and stuff like that. But what you want to do is you want to tighten them down, hand tight, and then actually back them out. So what you're doing is spreading that Loctite all throughout those threads, ensuring you get maximum surface. Do that a couple of times. Kind of go down a little bit. Same with the front. I just wanted to get both of them on there. And I'm not torquing them down with this. I'm just getting them hand tight, because behind me I have an actual torque. And I'm going to bump this up. Let me go ahead and get it to 30 inch-pounds. That's one thing I like it. I believe Riton in their bigger, come on, get in there, their higher end scope mounts, they do have it set for a certain torque, so that's really nice. So you just keep going, keep going, keep going until you get a firm click. There you go. That's 30 inch-pounds. Do it with this one. There you go. Now I'm actually going to loosen them, and that sounds weird. I just torqued them down. I'm going to loosen them now. And I'm going to re-torque them. It's just getting everything married up as best as it can. There you go. Simple as that. It's not overcomplicated. Torque them down. No movement at all. All right, let's go to the next part. Okay, next part, we've actually already went ahead and removed the actual top covers. Like I said, let's see if you can see it there. 18 inch-pounds on each one of these screws. And but now, the nice part, the part y'all been waiting for. We are putting the Riton X5 Conqueror on the Savage Mark II. Mount it up, get it about right. You don't really have to get it perfect here because I'm actually on this side right here. I forgot to mention I have an MK Machinery polymer bubble. So the rifle is actually level side to side. After I get everything screwed up, or screwed on, sorry, I'm actually going to ensure that the the actual scope is level. So I'm gonna go ahead and put on a couple of screws. And just get this thing kind of, not really tied. Basically, I'm just trying to hold the scope in place to actually check the level. Let's see here. So like 2 screws on each one. That way you can actually hold it a little bit. Let's do like a crisscross pattern on there. Not trying to strip them out. These are aluminum rings. Aluminum rings, aluminum scope, aluminum base. So now that I can move it a little bit, I can kind of get it about where I need it. So we'll go to that. Okay, couldn't find an actual other level, so I had to use my phone, so you're not going to see the actual leveling of it, but it's very self-explanatory. That's probably something else I'm going to have to pick me up now, is another small little bitty level that I can mount on things. But once you get it kind of level, as close as you can get, then you really need to start screwing everything in. And yes, I did Loctite all these. Once I don't want to really bore you with a bunch of screwing in of screws. It's pretty easy. If you've seen it once, you've seen it 1,000 times. I am gonna just kind of screw everything down a little bit. Make sure the scope doesn't move. Now that the scope's in there, now we get to test the actual spot of eye relief. So basically, you can pick it up, get it out of full zoom on parallax, and it actually came out pretty close out of the box. I don't really have to move it any. Let me try this way just to make sure. Yeah, it came out really close like that. So hopefully we don't have to mess with it anymore. Like I said, kind of screw them down, screw them back up, because you want that Loctite really in the threads. You want that Loctite to really work. Same thing with this. It's only 18 inch-pounds, so we'll have to go down a little bit. I'm gonna screw them down, screw them back up, screw them down, screw them back up. just a couple times to work that Loctite in there. It's going to spread around naturally. Let's see here. Let's go back down. Now this one goes to 20, then 15. So we're going to go a little bit below and above 15. And let's bring my bit driver back out. And on this part specifically, you want to go in a diagonal pattern, like you're doing a set of tires on a car. That way you're getting even pressure all the way around it. And that's about it. So let's flip back over and look at it again. Okay, trying to wrap up now. I tested it again, just went outside. It's a little dark, but there was some street lights about 150-ish yards away, 200 yards away. And I actually didn't have to move it any. It was pretty much as is needed. So I'm probably gonna, like I said, go out this weekend, check it out. I'm probably looking at it now, going to have to do a little bit of loosen it on this side a little bit, tighten it on this side to ensure, if you can kind of see, proper spacing is even on both sides, because I don't want it torquing down one way or the other. But there you go. This is the Riton X5 Conqueror on a Savage Mark II. Kind of the opposite of what most people do. A lot of people I know put $1,000 rifle, or they have $1,000 rifles with $250 scopes. I kind of did it backwards. The stock is an aftermarket stock. It is a Boyd's aftermarket stock. Did come with a rifle, but a base Mark II is about $250, $300. So, like I said, this weekend, hopefully get it out, get it zeroed, hopefully with, yes, 45 built-in MOA, I will be able to zero this thing and push it out to 300 yards and see where we're at. Y'all have a good time. See y'all next time.